In 2017, IRC worked with Esutifi North District Assembly in collaboration with partners to prepare and implement a 13-year water, sanitation and hygiene WASH master plan under the Esutifi North Ahunidie Punto Anam initiative. This was to promote universal access to safe water, basic sanitation and hygiene services to about 84,420 people by 2030. The Anam partnership, with funding from the Conrad N Hilton Foundation, has over the past 4 years made steady progress towards the advancement of a collective vision of providing sustainable access to safe wash services in the district. Following the good practices and innovations of the district-based approach to universal wash services, IRC, with a renewal grant from the Hilton Foundation, is expanding to 3 new districts in the Ahafo region from January 2022 to December 2024. The new project will provide wash systems, strengthening towards district-wide access to wash services for all by 2030 in the region. The Ahafo Regional Coordinating Council, in collaboration with IRC, organized a regional launch of the project in Goso to announce the start of the project, present the key highlights, and to secure stakeholder buy-in and ownership. Under the theme Leveraging Partnerships to Scale Up Innovations for Universal Wash Services in the Ahafo region by 2030, the twofold session started with a welcome by the Regional Coordinating Director, seen certain to place the event in contest by IRC Country Director, and the keynote address and the official launch of the project by the Ahafo Regional Minister. The technical session focused on the project implementation modalities and leveraging partnerships to scale up innovations for universal wash services in Ahafo region. This video gives highlights of the events and the impressions and expectations of key stakeholders.
I'm so excited because the seed that we planted in the Esutifi North District in 2017 has started to bear fruits, and we are seeing the ripple effects spreading out to cover additional districts in the 3 districts that were selected. We have embarked on a rigorous process to select 3 additional districts out of the 5 remaining districts in the Ahafo region to replicate this process. And today we met all the district chief executives, the coordinating directors, the technical wash team, led by their traditional authorities, to launch this initiative.
I'm very much impressed about what has happened this morning, and especially I would like to thank the DC for Esutifi North and the management of the assembly for a very wonderful work done, because it is as a result of what they did that has resulted in the roping in of 3 additional districts. And I want to assure you that I will follow the 3 districts closely and make sure we monitor them, they do the right thing, such that the 2 other districts will also be brought on board for 100% water coverage in the region. I will advise them to take this project seriously, because it is not for nothing that they were selected. There were certain there were certain things those who came to do the selection looked at for, and they qualified. That is why they were selected, and they might justify their selection. It's an infant region, and we require the services of many stakeholders. So I'm by this medium trying to call on all other stakeholders to come on board for us to build Ahafo into a very prosperous region. The financiers of this program, especially for what they have done in Asutifi North, and I hope they will do more in the 3 other districts. And I want to assure them that they should count on my support and on my everything for the success of this program.
You know, I assumed office in September. I've been in office for some months, and whilst in office, I've tried as much as I can to improve upon the water, sanitation, and hygiene situation in my district. In fact, I've already commissioned started some project in relation to water and sanitation, and I think this is going to be a good addition to what I've already started in my district. In fact, we are really happy. I'm really thrilled today. If you look at the situation at Asutifi North as presented by their district chief executive, as he said, the situation since it came in 2017, he was having a 41% coverage. It's now 89%. So it's our hope and prayer that the situation also in my district will improve tremendously to help our people, so that they can get the best out of this great initiative.
My general expectation as far as the water coverage is concerned is that if Asutifi North was on 41% and they are now on 89%. Whereas as I speak with you now, for the 2021 population and housing census, our water coverage was around 73%. So if Asutifi was on 41 and they've now jumped to 89, I can conveniently say that within the next 2 years, at least if we are not up to 100%, as for 100%, there's no way we'll be able to. Because the reason why I say so is that there are certain communities, which of course, myself for being in the office for about 5 years, at times some of the communities are mentioned and sort of, if not even heard the name before, they will come to you. So other than that, I would say maybe you also get up to the 100%. But I'm hoping to definitely surpass what Asutifi North has been able to achieve from 2017 to date. But I have that fervent hope. Because currently, as I speak with you, we're also working seriously with the CWSA, who are doing the main water, a big water project. It's not a small thing. The entire MIM, they are covering MIM for us. They are now working in Goso to expanding the Goso water system. And they are also at Ayomso, also working on the Ayomso and expanding that one. So definitely IRC coming into the system with WASH, definitely we know the other areas or other communities who have no water coverage, definitely within the next 2 years, we'll be able to also bring them on board for them to enjoy good and quality water system.
IRC and the ministry has been doing all this for the past years. We were part of the initial launch in 2018, and then the selection of the other 3 districts, the ministry has really been involved. Generally, I think today's program has been successful and very participatory. Seeing all the chiefs, seeing the regional minister here, and then the regional coordinating director, the honorable DCs, I could tell that the people are really ready for these projects, especially during the selection process. I happened to be part of the selection process, and I saw the zeal, the energy the people exhibited throughout the process. And I pray that the same energy will be channeled throughout the implementation process.
As we all know, normally we are agents of development. So whenever initiative of this nature is coming to your area, you have to embrace it with all its happiness. And we know Ahafo, and more especially Gosu area, we suffer a lot of water diseases. So whenever NGOs of this nature are coming in to help, of course, we have to embrace it. And as we all know, water is life. And without water, there will be no meaningful way of life in any society. Refer to Chinua Achebe's book, Things Fall Apart. And on Imofia land of Igbo, they used to say, or there's an adage there which goes like, he who brings cola brings life. So it is with our people here in Ahafo. We are saying he who brings water and sanitation actually bring real life to the people.
Accordingly, ever since this discussion regarding the scale-up phase came up, we have also been having internal discussions and reflections in terms of what role can we play, because we have seen a lot of success, a lot of achievement in terms of what happened in Asitufi North District, and then we are talking about even going beyond.
On the district selection process leading to the launch, NDPC's Jonathan Azasu explains the process and the implication for Ghana.
I think it's been a very, very important session because it depicts the experiences, the lessons learned, and the way the stakeholders collaborated to be able to bring this project to this level, especially in the expansion from single one district to additional 3 districts. One of my impressions is about the mode of selection. There is nothing like giving favor to any of the districts to be selected. There wasn't any external influence as to who should be selected. There was no political interference as well because clear indicators were developed and all the districts were subjected to the same indicators and were scored based on the indicators. So there was transparency in terms of selecting the districts. My institution, which is the National Development Planning Commission, collaborated with IRC in selecting these 3 districts. My representative went round with the IRC staff and all others to assess each of the remaining districts based on the criteria. And the result that came out in selecting the additional 3 districts is a true reflection of the situation. Now, one key thing about this process for us as National Development Planning Commission, in the development of our planning guidelines, provision of water and sanitation is one of the key things we expect each of the districts to reflect in their plans. Because in the situation of water, at least it is better, but that of sanitation and hygiene is extremely very low. So even when we are reviewing the plans from the districts, we look out for the provisions made for water and sanitation. And for this in particular, it will be a motivation to all other districts. They will be asked, how were they selected? How did you go through? And they can also be used, the results from this can be used on all other districts, not only within this region, but in all the districts within the country.
With the successful launch of the regional event today, work begins on growing and leveraging partnerships to scale up innovations for universal wash services in the 3 selected districts of the Ahafo region.